All right, guys, there's another piece of equipment, the bicycle rack, the bicycle bag. Those are niceties. That's not necessary to get started, to get out to ride. It will increase, the distance that you can go, the pleasure. On my bike, I've got the little water bottle holder. Most bikes come with those as standard equipment. But I think the hydration aspect is absolutely necessary. I wouldn't leave home without at least a 50-liter Camelback on the back. But even beyond all of that, you cannot leave the house without a pack like this on the back of your bike, okay? This particular one is made by the Serfas folks, same ones that make the light. It's a little, I think it's a $17 bag. It just has loops that go up and tie into the frame of your seat up here. It hangs down freely. You can adjust the height to where it hangs. I've got mine tucked up pretty tight because of the bag that I like to put on here. But this bag carries the necessities. These you cannot leave home without. The back unzips. First thing you're going to see come out of here, a spare inner tube. You're going to have a flat tire. There is just no getting around it. It is going to happen to you. There are only two kinds of riders. Those that have had the flat tire, those that are going to. So, keeping a spare inner tube, and then I think I've used this one before because there's a little bit of air in it, so I'll have to let that out and collapse it down a little bit more. But ultimately, I can carry two inner tubes in here if I roll them up real tight and pack them, sideways in here. Another item that a lot of people should carry, well, everybody should carry with you, is one of these tools. And two of them is even better than just one. What this does is this allows you to hook onto basically the spoke, which is what this part hooks onto here, and this little lip where you can see that little divot and cut out there. You can push this underneath the rim, pull the tire up over the top of that rim, and then hook this down into the spoke so that you've got one flap of tire that's outside of the rim. You can take your other one, work your way around the rim, and that's how you would remove that tire off so that you can get to your inner tube. So having two of these, or two variants, I've seen several different styles of these particular tools, but they all do the same thing. Definitely a necessity to have with you. Another thing I carry is just a tire patch. So, if for some reason you have a second flat tire, and you've only got one inner tube, but you can find the hole because you're carrying water and you can spritz it and see where it bubbles. You can clean it off and put a tire patch on it like this. God, I can't remember how many inner tubes I patched as a kid with one of these, so that's not a big issue at all. In this case, I do carry an Allen wrench with me. It's a little bit bigger, it's a little heavier. It's designed to fit in and adjust the handlebars on this. It's not a necessity, it's just something I choose to put on here. This little bag's got, if you don't want to carry the big rack bag, you've got a little clip here. You can put your keys in it. It's got a nice little pouch here that maybe you could throw your keys in, something like that. But again, this bag is designed for tools for your bicycle primarily. I'll throw my phone in it occasionally if that's the only thing I've got with me. It has two little pouches on the inside. You can't see them from there. One side's just got a strap on it where you can put these little doodads, sit them together, stuff it back in there, put it underneath of that little elastic loop that's in there. That tucks them in, holds them in place. The other item that everybody should have on board their bicycle is a bicycle tool. This particular tool is designed where I can do everything on the bicycle, all the parts and pieces. I've got all the different Allen wrenches and Torx screws and Torx bits and things like that fit all of the different parts and pieces of my bicycle. If my handlebar gets loose, I can tighten it up. If my gear shift lever comes loose, I can tighten it up. If I need to pop a link out of the chain and put in a new chain link or something like that, this particular tool is designed to do that. Whoops. And as you can tell, it comes right out. But you need to have one of these. It's got a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver. This one tool will adjust, basically repair, take apart, put back together everything that is on my bicycle. And they're all pretty much the same. Most of the manufacturers out there have the same parts and pieces that are on them. You know, when you buy your bicycle, or if you've got one already, stop by the store. You know, these are $15 to $25 depending. I mean, geez, you can spend a lot more than that, but you know, get something that'll fit all the components on your bicycle, just so that you can make those little repairs, because you are going to get stuck out there at some point and have to do this yourself. So guys, this is a necessity. This is the one, you know, one of those items that you just, in all honesty, to be perfectly serious, you cannot leave the house without something like this. This is what's going to get you home when the chips are down. I mean, it's just that simple. And the bag sits right up underneath here. Do an inventory on it every year. If you don't know how to use this equipment, you don't know how to adjust the brakes, change the tire, go to your local bicycle shops. If you live in a city, there's got to be, you know, several of them around. Find the one that's doing a class, usually of an evening. They'll spend a couple hours. They'll let you bring your own bicycle in most of the time. And, you know, they'll show you how to drop the tire, how to flip the bicycle over. In my case, I use the extended kickstand on it. But, you know, they'll put them on bicycle racks. They'll flip them upside down. They'll show you what you need to do to get the tire and rim off of the bicycle, how to get the tire off, how to replace that inner tube, all the things you need to do. Most of them don't even charge anything for this, because they want you to be safe. They want you to be, you know, out on that trail and be able to take care of yourself out there. But then again, they want you to come in and buy a new bicycle, so they're going to take really good care of you. And frankly, you know, customer service in today's world is ultimately the deciding factor, when pretty much everything else, all the different bicycles, although they are all slightly different, they're all pretty much the same too. So, you know, quality's out there now. Again, that's a good thing. But having a tool like this, being able to take care of yourself out on the trail, is just something that you cannot leave home without. Thanks for watching. We'll see you out on the trails.